think at the top 4, TY, ByuL, Rain, and Hero, all 4 of them have had finals. They've all had championships. TY has not. This is his moment. This is his opportunity. Can ByuL win again on Terraform? Let's find out. It is now our 7th and final game in semifinals match number 1.
모든 게이머의 오랜 꿈.
To the bottom right in red, it's TY, the underdog in this series, going into a Terran map.
And up here in the top left, we do have that blue Zerg player. Once again, it is ByuL. Failed the last map against Mech. Can he do it on this one? This is a much harder map to deal with. The positioning of all bases, the narrow choke points make it so easy for Terran to defend, especially if they're sitting behind a planetary at a gold base.
Absolutely. We saw a scout here for proxies, and a moment of hesitation at the goal base as if he was considering taking it first, but decides to move back and take a much more standard and obviously much better, I'd say, in this matchup. First expansion, and this is going to be a CC first from TY.
Oh! Busted.
Recognize one of those girls, a big KT fan, so probably TY fans here as the camera shot went to him, definitely the case. It was actually a very hardcore group of KT fangirls, and they always support their players in individual leagues as well. But there's also a really hardcore group of ByuL fangirls. ByuL is actually very well spoken, known as a very attractive pro gamer, and also known for his interviews, where he actually made Giri cry in the round of 32 group winners interview, and he also obviously made a lot of people cry and tear up in his losers interview in the grand finals where he lost to Rain, myself included, and I almost lost it because he's just so well spoken in these interviews, and he's a player who's been around for a long time. You know, in the beginning of these shots, we have this like brief Korean word that's said in the finals intros. They both kind of had what they feel about this finals for Game 7. What ByuL said was, I've been a pro gamer for a long time, and what TY said was, it's been my dream for a long time to make it this far. So, that's kind of how these two players are looking at this scenario. Yep. And it's really stressful, man. It's like on it's on game point here. It's really hard to say who's going to take this match.
It is, Wolf. It's such a close game. I certainly favor TY on this map, but anything can really happen. ByuL has defeated him in the late game against the Mech. It's not unheard of. He knows what he has to do, but this is a whole nother beast on this map, I feel. We've seen some really brutal games against Zerg on Terraform if it gets to that late stage.
What do you think about ByuL doing a timing attack? Like a roach attack? Is it too predictable?
Probably is predictable. It's going to be up to if TY can identify it and how ByuL goes about it. If he goes, like, for instance, a muter style, quick muters into a very quick roach speed, and the fast follow-up there when we just see TY invest a lot into Thors and Vikings. That's probably like the most common sort of timing you'd find. Beyond that, there isn't much. I know we saw like Rogue go for like a Baneling bust.
Yeah,
not too long ago.
Not on this map. I think he did that on Echo, but that's the kind of thing you can do versus a meching player to try to catch them off guard.
I don't really rate them there. Like, I feel like if there's enough Hellions out there, or if the Hellion scatter, or if an SCV scouts it even, or even a Reaper, like, it's just gonna fail completely.
Yeah.
Here we go. Just sort of same sort of opening for TY again. Quick starport, reactor Hellions, and two base mutas.
No add-on, which means a drop, and two base mutas, exactly what you just said. This is so tense. This is a finals on the line. So many more WCS points, which both of these players need. I'd say TY much more so.
Yeah, I think TY certainly needs them.
You might not even be able to make it in general. I have to go back and look.
Yeah, maybe he needs like to win a dream hack as well as this or something, or get close in this in a dream hack. I forget the numbers exactly.
Yeah, I just know that ByuL with a GSL Finals obviously has a ton of points stacked up. Plus, he got round of 8 last season, and already with this place, I think he should be secured.
Yeah.
As well as his Kespa Cup performances were pretty good too. But looking at this, Viking on the way here. He scouts the no add-on. He's consistently done this, actually. He always goes and sacks those links to check the add-on because he knows TY's barracks position every time. It's almost like he should just move the barracks 1 hex back.
Yeah, if he did, it'd just be that much harder, right? Like, he just couldn't actually scout it.
Because then the Overlord can't scout this either because of the Viking.
Exactly the same opening as last time. So it's going to be up to ByuL to deal with it. This time around, though, ByuL does not have a fast third base, so he's not really exposing himself like he did last game. He should be able to be a little bit more robust with his defending and not take too much damage.
The armory is also much faster for TY in this game compared to last game, which means by the time these 4 Hellions get to the base, there's a chance he could have 2 sets of Hellbats in there, you know, transformed in the main. They might consider going for that.
Yeah, I'd love to see actually a Spinecrawler at the front of the natural as well, something that a lot of Zergs will do, but we don't see ByuL going for it, which could be a little unfortunate if we do see more Hellion harassment like last game.
There's so many Hellions on the map right now. He can go for another attack. He's going to add his 2nd and 3rd factories. This gets scouted. He's going to lose an Overseer, maybe. I don't know. It should be able to escape. But he doesn't have any vision of this until just now.
Here we go.
And now he can actually just kite. This isn't a ton of lings. He can actually just fight these lings straight up with the Hellbats.
8 mutas on the way as well, but they're going to be a while away from coming out.
Oh, man. He's just going to go for the Queen. I don't know about that decision.
Hellion run by the natural as well. Looking for damage, poking in and out.
Yeah, the Queens are not targeting the medevac either, so... Oh, man, look at this. These lings are not going to be able to deal with the Hellbats.
Getting one of them at least. More lings coming out. Now the mutas are out. Maybe he can stabilize from here without taking too much damage.
So much damage already being done, though. He's going to kill another Queen. And the Viking killing several Overlords as well during all of this. It's actually now up 9 Harvesters. The big picture thing here, though, is TY's turrets are a little bit late. His first Viking goes down, so he needs another one. Doesn't have Thors just yet. In fact, he hasn't even started them. And the 3rd base for ByuL does go up without a hitch. It's now finished.
Yeah. So it looks like he stabilized. You know, taking those drone hits was bad. Muta's out now. That can give some back. But look at this. Another drop heading towards the main base. This could be a huge problem. There's not many lings out at all.
Ooh, this turret barely not finished as well at like 99%. Here come the Hellions that you were just mentioning.
Oh, man, this could really turn things around again and give a huge favor to
not
TY.
Looking. He's not looking, and here we go. Let's see how many drone kills he gets. He pulls them here in between the bases. Looks like TY is also multitasking at home, taking a bit of damage. Looks like he's going to get 7, at least 8 now, and just back off. The Mutalisk not going to come here to punish. They're actually still trying to find damage on these refineries, and until that Thor is out, TY is really struggling to defend this time.
And you know what? We are going to see a Roach coming behind this. Roach speed on the way, +1 on the way, and a lot of Roaches already been made. He's not actually droning up that 3rd base just yet. Looks like he's remaking some drones now.
Oh, he's going to take a few more drone losses here, especially if TY had targeted better. He could have killed a ton of Harvesters. Still going to kill 5 and then get out.
Still remaking some. I do think there's an opening for a Roach timing now, but 2 tanks on the way very smartly from TY to stabilize on 2 base at least.
Yeah. Thor was trapped there. He had to kill his own turret. Just a lot of multitasking having to go down here. This turret not going to be in place to defend this refinery. Here comes the Thor, though. But he's losing a lot of gas mining, which is causing him to not be able to make these extra factories. He was only on 2 factories for so long. He's now adding his 3rd and 4th factories, I believe. Kind of a weirder opening from him this time because he got that faster armory and was forced to multitask so much with these Hellions. He's continuing to do so as we speak, but there's already plenty of Roaches to defend.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is this game, man. Game 7, it all comes down to this. Everyone's stressing out.
Yeah. All right, Vikings helping to zone this one. Bit of an extra Harvester there in that refinery, but he scouts the Hydralisk Den as well as all these Roaches, so he's getting prepared at home. He's got 3 siege tanks up, a 4th one to finish in just a moment. Continuing to zone these Mulas out.
Looking to stabilize on this base. Not much anti-air at all. It looks like TY is afraid of that ground attack. And if we saw more commitment to mutas, maybe like 6 more mutas, he could just overwhelm this with magic bucks.
Yeah. He's trying to identify that now as well. He's like flying with the mutas. He's only making a few more Roaches. He's not really committing to Roaches yet.
It's like he's afraid of a timing attack at his base as well. Going into Hive now, so he wants to go for those Vipers again.
I really like this new gas turret that he added.
Yeah.
Making that defense a lot easier. It was one of his vulnerable spots. Because he did kill that turret that was blocking his Thors, though, his production is a little bit exposed. We'll see if he capitalizes on that.
Not just yet. TY going to be stabilizing on this third, it looks like. And a gold base is going to be the 4th base for ByuL. Very hard base to hold and stop. Hellions really doing a lot of damage too, because they can shoot from behind the mineral line.
It's really interesting the world we live in at 2015. We're watching mech is the standard versus Zerg. People said that would never be the case. And, you know, people are using medevacs to defend using their Thors. A lot of damage done here. 7 harvesters in total already, make that 8.
Yeah, mech really came into power in a big way. People started figuring it out, just how to get there safely enough. And the maps also helped a lot as well.
If you showed anybody in 2012 or 2013, like, where our current state of the game is, no one would believe you.
Oh. Big Hellion.
Yeah, multitasking here, hardcore as well. Multiple drops.
Multiple drops. Main base is going to find the real damage, I think. Oh, hold that thought. Everything moved up.
Yep.
Now the 3rd's exposed.
The 3rd base turns out is where he's going to find that real damage. Moonglide 15 harvesters killed 18. And now this almost pigeonholes ByuL into a situation where he has to do a timing attack or really make sure he holds on to that 4th base at least. He's going to have to do a lot of re-droning. This attack gets shut down hard as well.
Yeah, when you have the map control with Mutalisks like this, it's kind of like you question how that actually happened, because he should have a lot of map vision, be aware of where everything's going, and he should be guarding all his bases with this number of Roach Hydra. But he let it happen, and now he's incredibly behind in economy again.
He's also behind in supply. He's committed a lot of resources to 3 very early Vipers, which starts to make me believe he really is just going to try to end the game here in just a minute. He's going to try to take a good fight, but I think it might be overzealous against the position that we see here.
Yeah, considering how many tanks, 12 tanks out right now, and a couple of Thors is going to be so hard for Roach Hydra to get attack into that on 3 base.
He's listening to his coach. He's listening to Rogue here, man. He's massing up the Vipers now. 4th Viper already just at 16 minutes. Uh-oh, these Mutas. Definitely going to lose at least one.
Yeah, maybe channeling some of that Rogue style there. Making sure he gets a lot of Vipers out so he can start picking apart this army more.
Build that energy, you know. I like this. Hydra speed +3 very early. Coming in here for Hydras as well. You know, the way he beat Innovation was at the very end of things, eventually, with kind of Hydra Corruptor. We're a long ways away from that right now.
Yeah, it's going to be about the fight for the 4th base and defending that 4th base and seeing if TY can really half this map. It's not too hard to do so, but if he gets it, it's going to go super late, and we will see that kind of game again.
This is another terrifying thing about taking this gold base, is you're always exposed here at the minerals. Blue Flame Hellion's going to do work. Meanwhile, that base at the bottom left is spotted as well, so he's just going to leave a Hellion there for maintaining drones.
Well, we do see that huge Roach Hydra army plus Vipers rotate towards the top here. Maybe trying to fight from the northern entrance.
Center tower, though, in position, going to help him get ready for this. And he's already sending all his units in that location. Look at that scan. Without even being in the center tower, he's like, this is the one thing that's dangerous. Scan it. Okay, I'm safe. I'm fine. This also tells ByuL that he cannot commit to this.
Roach Hydra could actually fight these Vipings, though. They're actually really out of position right now.
He's trying to hunt those Vipers. Oh!
Not even going to abduct. He could actually get a bunch of them now.
That's 1. I guess 3 in total going down there.
Ooh. More Hellions moving across the map here. A lot of bases exposed. Are we actually going to see this happen again? I think we are.
I think we are, man. This army's out of position. He's only got 1 spine at the gold. 3rd base. Okay, the Mutas are here. That's going to make this a little bit easier, but he's going to split these up. Not a ton of damage done here, but a significant amount. Uh-oh, there's the transform.
There's 1 meter and a bunch of drones dealing with the natural.
Oh, man, this is not going to be an engagement he wants to take. Definitely never, ever, ever. Even with those blinding clouds. Look at how many tanks are on the right side as well. He cannot even get vision barely of that high ground. Once that fades away, it's going to be a massive explosion of tanks there. He has to get out of here, eating some damage even on the retreat.
That is not how you engage on a 3rd base, or even in between the natural and 3rd. Of course, there's going to be sieged up tanks there. Losing such a chunk of that army. Now 19 Hydras and 2 more Vipers.
He just couldn't even get high ground vision hardly in that fight.
Yeah, I think the best bet for him would be to wait for that 4th base to come out and him trying to destroy it then and there when the tanks are more exposed.
It's planetary almost 100%, right? Yeah, planetary coming up. More Hellions continue to try to run by. He's going to go for the bottom left base this time, it looks like. At least splitting into 2 directions. Sending some to that base and some to the gold. Trying to trade against Hydras. It's a Hydra-heavy comp. 30 Hydras on the map.
Yeah, that's a lot of Hydras for this, but not a bad choice. Roach is kind of a lot more useless against these tanks. If he can get the abducts, though, like he'd be doing so much better. Just not finding them. And it looks like he is going to plan for that Ultra Tech eventually. He's already getting the plating and that melee attack, but not investing just yet.
ByuL on the way. Interesting. Gonna help him, I guess, against some of these Hellion harasses, I would say.
Yeah, it looks like he wanted to delay the top right as well if he could get it before those roaches got cleaned up. Plant one there.
Well, the bank is building, but it's building for TY as well. And I think we're probably going to see extra planetaries soon as well, excuse me, extra orbitals as well as extra starports. Well, he's going down the Banshee route first, which worked out for him last game.
Yeah, not a bad choice. Really nice placement with the mutas there.
Oh, and the tanks are a little bit out of position. He's now coming into position. Oh, these Hellions actually doing a lot of damage, so it's almost pure Hydra army here. There's a few good abducts.
Oh, okay. This could actually work. He doesn't want to go too far up there.
Yeah.
A lot of tanks waiting.
He can actually try to go into the natural, maybe. Ah, it's too risky. He backs off. That was not bad engagement.
Oh,
much better than before.
He's looking for it. He was thinking about it.
It's so risky. You never know what's up there. And if the depot wall goes up, you get caught.
Some tanks exposed as well.
Yeah. Just 6 meters. Finding some damage here.
They canceled that 5th base and killed so many SCVs.
Looks like that's all they're going to find for now, but still well worth it. 7 Ultras on the way. 2nd Spire, which means we'll see a Greater Spire shortly as well.
Yeah. He wants to make sure he gets those upgrades out in a big way in case he has to deal with BCs later on.
I think we will see BCs this game. I saw TY use it last time against Rogue.
I think if he gets secures his 5th base and maybe gets one more, maybe that top center one, which we do see very contested usually, you give him enough sort of space and resources to go for it.
So much energy on this orbital that lands over here. I would love to see brief shots of TY's first-person view. What I really love that we're seeing, I mean, this is just a really tiny thing. I can talk about it because we have a little bit of downtime here. Every time his Hellions run into Hydras, he trades a Hellion for a Hydra and gets away. Every time. He never screws it up. He's just always oh, okay, kill a Hydra and get out.
Yeah. Well, they're so soft, right? They take so much damage from these Hellions.
Look at that. He's not even going to lose a single Hellion there. He's just on top of his multitasking so much right now.
This gold base pretty exposed. A lot of tanks behind the mineral line there. If only ByuL knew that he could attack into it.
Doesn't have vision.
Such a hard position to be in. 6
Banshees out on the map right now with Cloak finishing, but there's a ton of Hydras, obviously.
Tanks coming from behind here.
Oh, he's drawing him away. This could be an opportunity. This could be an opportunity. Is he going to go for it?
I don't think he was expecting it. He's actually going to go for it. He's going to go for that planetary.
He should be able to get this, right? Let's see how many Seeker missiles go down. Quite a few. The Ultra's stuck in the back here.
Hydra are going to take maximum damage there.
Oh, man. So many Ultras now doing the damage, but it was not a good trade overall.
It's 70 supply for a planetary, Wolf.
And look at this. Look at the money for TY. He's still got plenty. He's not hurting for money.
Yeah, that was way too much of an investment. He had to pull drones based on those Seeker missiles, but he didn't move a single one and took huge hits. That should never have happened.
One Ultra got stuck at the back as well, behind those Hydras.
I guess the one thing is he does have a lot of saturated bases. He's got a lot of income to work with, and he can rebuild that bank very quickly.
Seeing a Banshee scout here, / harass, flying around the map. Ooh, might actually catch this drone. That would be pretty cool. Look at that. Oh, he doesn't target. Sad days. Can you check how many Hydras are left over? Not very many, right?
Yeah,
17?
17.
It's still a decent amount.
Yeah, it's enough to kind of get the anti-air under control here. They need some overseers, apparently.
It's actually using a ton of energy on this one Banshee. Meanwhile, these Banshees over here going to find some damage. No fungals just yet. He's just now going to get his first forward infested with pathogen glands. Kills a queen even. Whoa, that's a slow overseer. Time to research Overlord speed. Okay, it's almost done.
Another big mistake. And we do see ByuL kind of remax. He used a chunk of his bank to get there, but now another gold base is set up for TY. Not a planetary yet there. Is he going to look for it again? He might as well, but there's still a lot of tanks set up around it. I mean, a lot of tanks.
And a free Viper goes down as well.
9 tanks set up.
He's trying to set up another attack here. TY always scanning the army. Gonna have to reposition here. Here we go.
Try it again here. I'm not sure about this.
There's a lot of tanks. Seeker missiles again, targeting down the soft Hydralisk. One Blinding Cloud on one Thor. That's all he's going to get. And now these Banshees free reign on the Ultralisk. Ends up being a decent trade here, but is it going to matter with all these sieged or unsieged tanks?
Oh, the Ultra's actually getting a pretty good trade-off with those tanks, and all the Banshees went down except for one thanks to those Hydras.
Yeah, he's remaxing with 9 more Ultras after those tanks go down. as well as the Thors.
Not a bad choice, I think. He could actually follow up in a big way.
Queen's dying as well, though, which means that he's not going to have as much transfuses for the follow-up.
Yeah, he's running out of bank, though. I mean, he's at 170 supply, and he's fresh out of bank. He's just nothing left over.
Yeah, but he has a ton of mining bases, so he can afford to use his bank. Obviously, he wouldn't like to if he could avoid it, but TY, on the other hand, with such a bank, will allow him, even though he is on very few mining bases, 3 mining bases, basically, to remax. But how many times can he do this? And I think this is what ByuL's starting to wonder as well, is how many times can he really afford to remax if I keep trading with him even 50-50? If I have twice the money,
yeah,
I'll win eventually.
Well, I think at this point, now that ByuL's officially started to drone up that extra base he has, they were on equal economy for that entire time. They were 3 base versus 3 base, 1 being a gold. A much fresher gold for TY as well, so he's going to be lasting a lot longer there. ByuL's going to be a little bit more careful with his resource management and how he wants to engage. He's not so far ahead in terms of economy and bank as he would want to be.
Yeah. And it's very expensive to remax those ultras. Okay, he's going to go for this engage. This is an orbital and not a planetary. Bungle's on the Vikings, but they're not damage dealers here. A lot of tanks on the right side, just barely in range. Few Secret Missiles going down on Queens. Oh, decent damage there. I feel like overall that was a decent trade for ByuL, but he didn't kill the planetary, or rather the orbital.
Yeah, he didn't deal with that. He needs more Hydras. He's making some Corruptors now as well. He got rid of a lot of those tanks though, which I think is pretty important.
TY's out of minerals. He needs that gold base badly. You know, he needs to have mules constantly dropping. This base, it looks like it has a lot of minerals left, but it really doesn't. I mean, it's not going to last very long with all these mules dropping on it. It's not going to last more than, say, 8 to 10 more minutes left in this game.
Big thing is, though, that TY is making that Ultralist killing army with mass Thors and Ravens as well.
Look at this. He's just forcing a lift and then just walking away. I kind of like that. It's like high-level harass there. Mind games even almost.
Yeah, it's short, small delays, that's for sure. And, I mean, if there's a mules there as well, it's going to make it even harder. Huge scan, by the way. He's going to scout out those Broodlords. So many Vipers there, and now Spores being added. It's going to be hard for the Vikings to actually get those pokes off.
Is he dropping... What, did he just attack his own Ultralist? I think that's what he did by mistake. A-click there.
Oh, so he might actually just have to go up the space. This is a horrible place for TY to be. He's going to force it to lift. He's going to have a hard time with these Vikings. Vipers pulling
so many Vipers this time, man. 6 Vipers.
That's the way to do it, I think, especially on this map.
Everyone is starting to figure it out. A lot of Spores being added as well, but there are 13 Thors on the map, and he's going to send his Banshees away for harass. But look at this. Spores already set up.
Yeah, he's in a good place right now. And that was one of the few mining bases left over. The 3rd base is ran dry. The 4th, now the only one mining. TY he's getting choked out. He's going to have to find a way out soon.
Okay. Actually finds an angle on this gold base. Not the most important base to kill, but anything counts. ByuL has so much money.
Oh, look at this, moving forward. They actually got his Thors in explosive payload, so they can do well against
those brutes and also the Vipers. It's single target damage really though, rather than the AoE. Actually, just gonna fight these Hydras. That's too many. They've got 2 good upgrades. I don't like TY's position here. It's gonna be tough. Here comes a few grabs.
Oh wow! Long before the fight even begins. Here we go though. Vikings
not even fighting at all. Some of them getting fungled. Finding a good angle here.
ByuL being very careful right now. That's a huge split on TY's army. He's got to be so careful how he engages it. He does not want to throw away this army yet.
Okay, here we go. 2 more Thors get grabbed. And look at this. Vikings having to fight now into the Spore Crawlers. PDDs go down as well as Seeker Missiles moving back now against those infested Terrans.
Oh.
And this ends up being somehow, some way, a decent engagement for TY. He's got too many Vikings.
Yeah, that choke point as well. All these ultras finding minimal sort of surface area. Still trading pretty nicely though, and there's going to be a huge remax for ByuL.
Those Thors are still on explosive payload mode, so they're not able to do that well against Ultras. They actually probably wants to go ahead and switch those back in normal mode so they can actually move forward here. Several tanks missing as well in that fight. ByuL has so much money, so much bank. He hasn't decided what to do with the last 40 supply he's got left yet either. He's making a lot of Hydras, a few Ultras.
He's going for one big attack. I think he could actually fight this army if he wants to. A lot of Lings, a lot of Hydras out now. And here we go.
All right, Vikings still on the ground here. Thor's still in anti-air mode. And they get yanked here. TY is starting to crumble under the pressure here of having no bank.
No bank whatsoever. He's finally mining from that gold base again, but that's desperate mining.
Yeah, it's even like backwards mining, but it's all he can hope for right now.
Backwards mining, man. And Hydra's going to put an end to that as well.
Yeah. Goodbye, mules.
One tank going to try and deny this. Not for long, buddy. Now he's stuck to one mining base once again, and that's starting to run dry as well. TY in a horrible place. He's getting choked out here, and a huge bank still for ByuL after maxing out.
TY's trying to identify what comp he's going to be up against in this last fight he has to win. Okay, Viper's coming in here. 2 tanks for free, making that 3. 4.
Every single tank has been eliminated except one that's on siege at the back here. Scary place to be.
Oh man, look at all these Vikings so useless against this ground army. They did their part in that last fight, but it pigeonholed his composition into a bad one with the last bank he had. And now he cannot switch, he cannot afford to remax. He has no gas. Even the gold minerals he's mining here are limited. +3 plating nearly finished. He's making 3 more tanks, but they're not going to be even there in time, I feel, reinforced for this fight.
Oh, he's going to get denied again for mining here.
Yeah. Keep scanning. He's just not able to find any opportunities here.
He's so afraid right now. And
His tournament life on the line here.
I think we could just see ByuL crash into him when he's exposed enough. But TY is being very defensive behind his command center.
It's starting to look like the beginning of the end. He's going to try to mule this base. He's going to mule cannon it.
Might be his one last opportunity here. ByuL's going to see this. He's going to know he's going to have to move up. Nice little choke point to fight in for TY, and a lot of tanks to work with here.
Good position on these Vipers, though. Getting all the way in despite the Vikings to get a blinding cloud down. Hellbat's at the front, doing a lot of tanking here, but it's just not enough. There's not enough Terran.
Not enough Terran. There's Vikings land. It's going to force everything back. Oh, big hits.
He survives.
He survives.
I can't even believe it.
Down 70 supply there when a remax once again. 3 more Ultras, 18 Zerglings.
The Zerglings are going to start to really help out, especially against such a small siege tank count at this point, and also those Vikings on the ground. Just going to go into this again. Pulling back those Vikings. They're all fighting on the ground.
Oh,
where are the Seeker missiles?
I don't like this. This is a bad fight for ByuL this time.
Look at the Ultras not firing. Oh, man. Another nice Seeker missile shot. And suddenly, the gas bank is gone for ByuL. He's still in a good place in this game. We even see a Baneling nest being added now.
He's in a dominant place. He blocked himself with those infested Terran eggs. He shouldn't have done that when you have Ultras working.
Okay, few Hellions moving up. But now he needs to, he doesn't have the orbital wall anymore. He's a very exposed TY is.
Yeah, he's super exposed right now. Still, it's a scary army, a lot of tanks.
He's playing nervous at this point even. Look at this, just throwing lings over there.
Yeah, I mean, he could go into Broodlords again. Sure, there's a lot of Vikings out, but they're all in the red.
Auto turret wall here to help out. And there's the mule cannon I was talking about. He's going to steal these minerals at that orbital. He's actually going to kill the hatchery as well now. There's no creep spread here, so that'll eventually recede.
Yo, he's gonna look for a way in here. And look at that, a little turret wall as well.
Yeah.
He might as well let this go for now until he's built up an army that's gonna destroy it.
He wants to probably even add a refinery there, not even kidding. He needs more gas. In fact, he might be shortly mined out of all the refineries that he has on his side of the map.
Big scans go down. Sees the army.
Those are expensive scans, too. Every scan he's dropping right now.
He really needs as much as he can get. Viper's going to look forwards and see what he can find with an abduct, looks like. Is ByuL really going to go for it here? I feel like it would be a bad place to do it.
I think he can grab one tank.
Grabbing tanks would probably be his best bet.
Okay, Hellbats are here to tank at the front. He's hoping he's going to fight this choke point again. I don't think ByuL is.
Maybe he's just going to choose a different avenue of attack here. Scan goes down.
10 Ultras currently. There's that refinery. Big fungal. Oh, man. Big fungal here on 6 Vikings. They will all go down.
Very nice. That's going to make things a lot easier to deal with. I don't think there's enough Vikings to one-shot these Vipers anymore. So a bit of a blunder there.
Yeah. He has that refinery now denied as well. I mean, all these little things. I mean, pretty tough to mine from that refinery. I'm not even sure if you can actually do that through that hole. I guess you can if Hellbats can fit.
Abducts.
Yep, 2 tanks here for free. This is the kind of play I think he's going to need to win this game with. Just play patient.
Whittle it down. When you're fighting against just about no income, you can afford to take your time here. TY, on the other hand, he's got to still find that extra base if he wants to stay in this game. He's down 80 supply. He's struggling. He knows it's his last game. It all matters here. He cannot let this one go.
He's got only 22 SCVs mining currently. And in a moment, he's probably going to transfer those to that base he's trying to get a little bit closer to help wall his tanks.
Sneaking closer, and yeah, it's going to make that SimCity so much harder to engage into.
How many Ravens are left in this game?
Four,
looks like?
Yeah. He could really do well with Brewlords if he wanted to switch into them again. Only 5 Vikings. You can actually abduct them and deal with them. And then there's nothing left over.
Oh, he's going to try to just go around.
The next best choice, I'd have to say. So long as he keeps these Vikings okay from their turrets.
Ooh, but this is going to be an opportunity to engage on these queens. The Hydras come back, but decent bungles. Actually, I'd say really good bungles. Catching all of those expensive Ravens, and he cannot afford to remake the repeated, unlimited transfusions on that Ultra, keeping it alive for basically forever.
Yeah, there's not many tanks left over now. He lost a big chunk of his army here.
Okay, well, he's going to try to engage in this. There are 14 tanks, but half of them are not in range, and the ones that are in range are now blind and clouded. GG, ByuL is going to another finals here in Korea.
Man, he doesn't even look happy about it. What a stressful series going to Game 7. He went the distance, but he made it.
He did it.
That relief, man. That relief.
Back-to-back wins versus high-level mech on Terraform.
He goes the distance against them, but he does get the wins. And shattering for TY, man.
Yeah, you can even tell by the back of TY's hair how much he's been grabbing his head, how frustrated he's been in this series. Look at that. This would have been his first finals in Korea, and it is not going to happen. Not this season, not this year. And again, limiting his WCS points going into BlizzCon.
Well, really great series. I think TY should come home feeling pretty happy about that as well, making it to the round of 4. Really best performance he's ever had here.
Yeah. That was a really, really great run for TY. Suddenly coming out of nowhere, making it nearly to the finals. ByuL, though, does he want to play against Hero or does he want to play against Rain? Does he want that revenge? We're going to have a winner's interview here. We'll probably find out who he wants to play against. As that winner's interview is now ready, let's see what ByuL has to say.